Your mission also says people should listen to their bodies better, right? And for someone who is in a high stress leadership role, who has been trained to ignore pain and push through, how do you reprogram that trauma response?
Yeah, it's a hard one to reprogram somebody because
Mhm.
they're so, caught up in, I have to do this. You don't understand. You don't understand. I get that excuse all the time in my office, but you don't understand. And I try to tell them, you don't understand. Your body should be the most important thing to you.
What would your
That's
2003 version who wanted to end your life think about your life today?
Oh my God, it's 100% difference. It's 100% difference because back in 2003, when my neck was killing me and I really wanted to just cut off my head because I couldn't find any comfortable position to sleep. I just couldn't uh, um, function
Mhm.
in the world. It was just so overcoming. But today I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life. I know how to take care of my body and my pain when anything pops up. I know what to do for it now. So I was so much younger then. I'm so much wiser now.
Here's what fascinates me. You were already doing physical therapy, injections, medications, and the whole arsenal, right? But why did traditional medicine fail where a simple 3-second stretch succeeded?
Because medicines are a bad band aid. The doctors want to get rid of the pain, so they want to cover it up. Okay, so here's muscle relaxers, here's painkillers, here's your anti-inflammatories.
Mhm.
All they do is cover the pain. But remember, pain is your body's alarm system.
So, folks, you have tuned into TGV and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording. And we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak. And here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host, Navin Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. So, folks, welcome to yet another episode of the Guiding Voice podcast series. And today we are joined by Diane Cherico. She is a licensed massage therapist and medical massage practitioner since 1999. And she specializes in AIS, which stands for Active Isolated Stretching, a proven 70 plus year old methodology that relieves chronic pain in just 10 minutes daily. She personally overcame debilitating migraines and sciatica through this technique and now helps thousands break free from the medication injection cycle that leaves them worse off. And her mission is to restore humans' relationship with their own bodies so they reclaim the freedom of movement and productivity they deserve. So, Dan, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series. How are you doing today?
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Pleasure to have you. And first things first, why should somebody spend their valuable time with us and watch or listen to our episode?
Because they will learn a valuable tool that they can use for the rest of their lives that will help them and their family members and friends.
Amazing. So, folks, today we are going to delve into an interesting conversation on the topic at hand. Stretch your way to unstoppable productivity and the hidden muscle secret that billionaires physical therapists swear by. But before we get started, here is an exciting twist. As always, let us tickle our guest's brain first. So, Diane, get ready for a rapid fire round number one. I'm going to ask you a few rapid fire random words as well as random questions as well. And if you're ready, let's get started. All right.
Okay.
I see.
Yes.
Curiosity,
It is an opening for discovery.
invention,
It's a sparked idea turned into something real, which helps us.
future,
The amazing endless possibilities.
Universe.
Oh, mysterious and so many opportunities and so many things to think about. That helps
And
us.
good, good, good. Next one is pain.
That's our body's alarm system yelling at us.
Hmm. And here comes the questions. Okay, few interesting questions. Yeah, most overrated wellness trend today is what?
Those stretching labs that pop up, they're
Hmm.
popping up everywhere, and people are paying a lot of money for those stretching
Hmm.
labs.
Yeah. And one stretch every listener or every audience should do before their next meeting is what?
Well, first they should take a breath. So when you take a breath in for 5, hold for 5, release for 5 seconds, and do like a couple of those, you reset your central nervous system. Then the stretch that you want to do is when you clasp your fingers in front of you, you
Mhm.
turn them out and then bring them up over your head and look at the ceiling. Take that breath out. You're going to open up your lung capacity. You're going to open up the muscles between your shoulder blades. You'll have more confidence and you'll be so much more adjusted and ready for anything.
Amazing. And the biggest lie people believe about their own pain is what?
The biggest lie about people's pain, the biggest lie that people have about their own pain is that they believe that they need and I hope I don't want to get anybody upset about this, but they believe that a doctor is going to help them for their muscular pain. Now,
Hmm.
I know there's all sorts of different kinds of pains and, there's internal pain and everything else, but I'm talking about muscular pain. So, with repetitive use and the stress we get every day, our muscles get short and tight and they pull on our attachments, and that's what causes muscular pain. Now, the biggest lie is that a pill or a shot or it is going to open that muscle by
Hmm.
itself. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Muscles don't open by themselves. We have to do it manually.
Right.
That's the
Got it.
biggest lie.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you could inject AIS knowledge into every CEO's brain, what is the breakthrough moment they would have?
That they can increase their productivity with all of their employees by teaching them the simple method to help release their stress and
Hmm.
their repetitive use pain and their ability to make better decisions. Because when you're stressed out and you have pain that's gnawing at you, because when your muscle is short and tight, it yells and it's a constant nagging. And people think, if I rested or, if I just let it be, I'll be nice to it for a little bit, it'll go away. And sometimes it does because that's how you know it's muscular. Because
Right.
a muscle, when you're nice to it, it'll say, "Okay, you're not using me, so I'll be nice." But then, as soon as you get that repetitive use going again, with the mouse or our phones or all the gadgets that we're using today, it'll start right up. Absolutely,
Okay. And here comes the
yeah.
last one for the first rapid fire. What would your
Gotcha.
2003 version who wanted to end your life think about your life today?
Oh my God, it's 100% difference. It's 100% difference because back in 2003, when my neck was killing me and I really wanted to just cut off my head because I couldn't find any comfortable position to sleep. I just couldn't, uh, um, function
Hmm.
in the world, it was just so overcoming. But today I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life. I know how to take care of my body and my pain. When anything pops up, I know what to do for it now. So I was so much younger then. I'm so much wiser now. Right? So much better.
Excellent, excellent. And thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round so sportively. And let's get into the mainstream. So, Diane,
That,
talk to us about
yeah.
who is your guiding voice.
Who's my guiding voice? Well, I would have to say God, me, like
Mhm.
I feel like he guides me and I'm on a mission to help the world, give the world hope and healing, that there really is a solution for people and that it doesn't take much, and just to breathe. My God is my guiding light, along, of course, with my mom, who was always a guiding light for me.
Right.
I,
Got it.
so wonderful. Yeah.
Mhm. And talk to us about your success mantra, as in top three things that have contributed to your success so far.
The top three things. Well, there's several, but the top thing was me getting strong enough to leave an abusive marriage. And then I know I needed a career. So I had to take care of myself and my kids. So going to massage school. So Helma Institute of Massage Therapy, my gosh, going there, like I was cold. I'm in my 30s and I'm like thinking, oh my God, can I go to school again? And I'm learning anatomy and physiology. I'm leaving the class going, no, how can I? I'm never going to do this. And luckily, one of my classmates said, you know what? They're not here to fail you. They're here to help you. So you can do this. So Helma Institute of Massage Therapy, first thing.
Mhm.
And then taking my first muscle release technique class with
Mhm.
Michael Young. That
Right.
changed my whole direction of my life, because my
Mhm.
first class, I was like, oh my gosh. I've since taken several classes with him, but the third one was taking my other active isolated stretch class with Aaron Mattis, because he was so different. Michael Young taught us massage therapists how to do this to our clients, but Aaron Mattis taught us so many different ways to stretch the body and how to manipulate and how it be just nice and smooth, So those three were definitely my guiding lights. I mean, my way to go. So
Mm.
I'm very,
Got it.
very happy.
Got it.
Yes.
And in the first rapid fire round, you said you literally wanted to end your life. You wanted to cut your neck because of pain, right? So, what was happening in your body and that drove you to that point? And how did a 2 second stretch change everything?
Well, massage therapy is hard work. And I give 110% for every session, because I want to help people feel better. My original
Mhm.
calling was to be a nurse, and that was when I was leaving my husband. It was just way too much schooling and too much time and too much money. I couldn't afford that. And I'm so glad that I didn't, because I always thought of massage as, just something relaxing and spa, but I really didn't know how therapeutic it was. So
Mhm.
I'm really glad that I was able to, learn massage, but doing a massage is a lot of work. And so that causes repetitive use. And so the muscles in my neck, like this one here, this small one that we all use every day, a levator scapula, kept getting so tight that it was pulling on what's known as the occipital ridge. and
Mhm.
and here's another fancy word, is the occipital ridge protuberance, which are the bumps
Mhm.
at the base of your skull. So it was pulling at that, and that's what causes migraines, because when your muscles get so tight, it stops the blood flow into your brain.
Mhm.
Your brain
Mhm.
swells. So I had to ice my face, my head, my neck, and then my lower back, because I'm using my body, so you use all these muscles, and there's one muscle in your bum that's called the piriformis. It's a pain in the butt, but bump. And it attaches at the top of your femur, which is your greater trochanter, and then it goes under your gluteus minimus, and attaches at your lumbar spine. Your
Mhm.
sciatic nerve runs right over that. So if that piriformis is angry and that's your alarm going off and fire, it impinges that sciatic nerve. So that's what was happening to me. So my lower back was on fire, my legs hurt, my brain hurt. I was a mess. And then I
Mhm.
kept getting this flyer, work smarter, not harder, learn how to cure all these things. I kept throwing it away. I
Mhm.
didn't
Right.
believe it. I was like, Bull, one therapy can't cure, like sciatica, hammer toes, bursitis, scoliosis. These were all on the list. And then I said, you know what? I have these things on the list. I'm just going to go to this class. I needed continuing education. Once I went to that first class, my
Mhm.
mind was so blown as to what this man was doing to the people on the table, and they were loving it. Oh, yes, this feels so good. And some of them I was like, there's no way I'll ever do that to my clients. Well, you want to guess what I do to my clients today? I do all those stretches, and my clients love them. And then I teach
Mhm.
my clients. So
Mhm.
that 3-second stretch just changed my life because I came home from that class and started doing my neck stretches. And once I
Mhm.
started doing my neck stretches, I have to be honest, I didn't like them because my
Mhm.
muscles were so used to being that tight that when I started stretching them the proper way, I felt it. But I stopped and I thought about it and I said, listen, you're already in pain. This is
Mhm.
uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because your muscles they have memory. They want to stay that way. But once you start stretching them, they get it. And that's why I like to do sets. I do 4 sets of 5 reps because every time you come back for another set, that's where the magic happens. And
Right.
that's what happened for me. And so I got rid of my migraines. So once I
Mhm.
did that, that's when I took classes again and really started using it on my clients. And my career and my life has changed ever since.
Yeah,
And so have
got
my
it.
clients.
Right, right, absolutely. And tell me, like, here is what fascinates me. You were already doing physical therapy, injections, medications, and the whole arsenal, right? But why did traditional medicine fail where a simple 3-second stretch succeeded?
Because medicines are a bad band aid. The doctors want to get rid of the pain, so they want to cover it up. Okay, so here's muscle relaxers, here's painkillers, here's your anti inflammatories.
Mhm.
All they do is cover the pain. But remember, pain is your body's alarm system telling you there's something wrong. So if you cover the pain, you're still using that muscle. And even physical therapy, they put me in this terrible traction. They put, heat on me, and a little electric stim and exercise, So wait a minute, exercise now I know better because when we use a muscle, it gets short and tight. So when we exercise, is our muscles getting short and tight? That muscle's already very short, very tight. So you're just making the muscles around it stronger. And then as soon as your
Mhm.
muscles you stop doing the exercises that you did in physical therapy, that muscle's going to rear its head again saying, "Hey, I'm still here. I'm still this tight. You didn't fix it. All you did was work around it." Whereas with the 3-second stretch, you get that muscle. You open it. You stop the injuries. You stop the pain. It's just that good, that amazing, and that's why I'm here
Mhm.
today. I'm like, this is really
Mhm.
good.
Mhm. So, your mother also went from struggling to walk to dancing in her 80s with one specific stretch. What was the
Absolutely.
piriformis revelation, and why aren't doctors
Yes.
prescribing this instead of opioids?
I love that second part of that question. I'll get to that. But my
Yeah.
mom, we were away. We were away on a little getaway, a weekend getaway, and her lower back was killing her, and she's, I
Mhm.
can't walk anymore, and she was crying, and I said, Mom, I gotta do this stretch on you. So she started doing this seated piriformis, but I did the laying down one on her. There's two ways to stretch that little bugger, that piriformis that I just explained that, attaches on your hip and goes into your lumbar spine. So I went into the room. Now we were away with two other ladies and I go into the room and I start stretching her and she's screaming, ah, because remember what I said about my neck, how I didn't like it. So I'm stretching her and I'm like, Mom, you know me. Not hurting you. I'm just stretching the muscle. And excuse me. And so she's like, okay, let's do it. So she let me do it and I stretched it. And then she realized, okay, this is something that's good. Okay. So then I showed her how to do the seated one, which is anybody can do it. You sit on the
Mhm.
front 1/4 of your chair. You walk your feet out in front of you. You put one leg on top of the other one. You pull up on your foot like you're looking underneath at the bottom of your foot. You push down on your leg, your knee, not your kneecap, but your leg. And then you pull up that foot that you're holding, you push down on your leg, and you bring your whole torso forward. Everybody who does that is going to feel that in their hip. And that gets into your psoas muscle, which is your hip flexors, your groin muscle, your lower back, your maybe down the back of your leg a little bit. My goodness, it just takes care of your whole hip area. So every day I'd call my mom and she'd say, I did my piriformis. I did my piriformis. But she was so cute because she'd say, I did my performance today. I did my performance today. So then once she started really doing it on a regular basis, that was it. She was sold. And she was able to walk and wiggle her hips and keep dancing because she loved it so much. So it really kept her going. And as she got into her 80s, she took a couple of falls. I mean, she fell down brick stairs in the backyard and fractured her foot and hurt her sacrum a little bit, but nothing. Her hips were fine and she was able to get up and still move. It was amazing. And I'm curious. I really wish that doctors would prescribe this. Unfortunately, what doctors learn about muscles, because they have so much to learn about, what they learn about muscles is prescriptions and what medications is going to help what. So I guess you could call us massage therapists the muscle doctor because that's what we do every day. We work with them,
Mhm.
we manipulate them. I have a relationship with muscles. I feel them. I know what works. Yeah, I mean, fixing the muscle is totally the key to opening it and helping your body live happily for the rest of your life.
Got it. Got it. And when you say this tight muscles pull on bones, right? Walk us through
Yes.
the exact biomechanics. What is actually
Okay.
happening when someone sits at a desk for 10 hours that creates this particular trap?
Absolutely. So when we use our muscles, well, our muscles are nice and loose when we're young. That's why babies can fall and they're so agile and they can do anything they want, right? But when we use our muscles, you can see it in a bicep, how it gets big. So when we use our muscles, they get short and tight. So as we age and stress and overuse and today's world repetitive use, our fibers keep getting shorter and tighter. And we use them, but we're not properly stretching them. So you figure this way, if your muscles are really short and really tight, and then you do a 30-second, like where we were taught to hold a stretch for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and you pull on that. Okay. All right, good. I'm going to give it to, all right, good. All right, good. All right, we're done. Now you don't have that tight, 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 but you don't have loose either. And then you're walking away. So you're not properly stretching that muscle. Whereas you take this tight muscle, stretch it for 3 seconds. You on a number scale of 1 to 10. When you do that first stretch, you're going to feel it at a 9. If you feel it at a 10 or 11, back off a little bit. If you feel it at a 6 or a 7, pull it a little bit more. But you want to find that sweet spot about 8 or 9, and you hold it for one breath. release. Come back into it,
Mhm.
release, release. And then you do 5 sets, and then you make nice in between. So you make that you pat that muscle, you tap it, it's okay, and then you come back for another set of 5. And then when you come back, every time you come back for another set, the magic happens. Because that first
Mhm.
set you felt at an 8 or a 9, but that second set, that's a 7. The third set, you're at a 5 or a 6, and by the 4th set, you can see how your range of motion already increased and
Mhm.
how that
Mhm.
muscle is opening, and that's what's gonna stop the pain for real and for good.
Right.
And I love when people pay it forward too, they're like, "You helped
Mhm.
my neighbor." I did. "You taught me this stretch, and I taught them, and now they're doing it, and they feel great." I'm like, "Woo!" That's my favorite.
Right. Got it. And 47% of employees report that muscle pain destroys their productivity. And yet, most don't even realize muscle tightness is the root problem. So, what is the disconnect between what business leaders think is wrong versus what is actually happening?
Well, there again, people don't realize their body. They're
Mhm.
focused on what they're doing, their lives, everything going on around them. We forget to go inwards. And that's why taking a breath, even just taking a breath, you connect with yourself. You feel what's going on inside. I mean, even when people go to sleep at night, everybody thinks they're going to sleep with, okay, oh good, all right, good. Oh, well, I got to do that. I got to, like it's such a disconnect as to ourselves. And so that's why productivity is not as good because if your body's in fight or flight all the time, you don't have the time to focus and really be able to be creative and think about things. So if we take the time to take care of ourselves, take some deep breaths sometimes, let it go, in for 5, hold for 5, release for 5, and just do a couple of those. And then find out what's going on in our bodies. Like, does something hurt? And instead of ignoring it, this time you can say, you know what, I'm just going to, throughout the day. I mean, I recommend doing these stretches at night before you go to sleep because when you sleep is when your body heals. And if you do these stretches at night before you go to sleep, hopefully you won't go to sleep so tight because there's the off the bed stretch that we'll get into. But the off the bed stretch reminds you to take care of you because this body is the thing that has to get you through the rest of your life. If you don't take care of it, it won't take care of you. And then and you end up, really in pain or in the hospital or, I hate to say it, but, we do it to ourselves. So I'm just here trying to remind people to take care of themselves. And if CEOs would realize that their employees would do really well with just, some time to take for themselves, they would get a lot more productivity and more creativity, I believe.
Mhm. Okay. And then your mission also says people should listen to their bodies better, right? And for someone who is in a high stress leadership role, who has been trained to ignore pain and push through, how do you reprogram that trauma response?
Yeah, it's a hard one to reprogram somebody because
Hmm.
they're so, caught up in, I have to do this. You don't understand. You don't understand. I get that excuse all the time in my office, but you don't understand. And I try to tell them, you don't understand. Your body is should be the most important thing to you. You want to live for a while. You want to be able to enjoy your life. You want to be able to take care of your job and your money and all that. But what good is all of that if you're sick and you're on medications that are going to mess with your kidneys and your liver and your heart and all, and not help your body be healthy, then all of that's not going to matter. Taking care of the vessel that God gave us
Mm-hmm.
is the most important thing that we forget to do. But in their defense, sometimes you don't know what to do for it. And it's like,
Mm.
again, like I said, people have pain and I'm just going to rest it for a little bit. But
Right.
that's why I'm here to tell everybody, just take 10 minutes for yourself and take care of those areas that when you stop and take a breath and realize, oh, my neck is really bothering me. Oh, my arm, I think I'm getting carpal tunnel from that mouse, or that lower back as I sit all day. I remind people, get up and walk. Do
Yeah.
the seated piriformis for, a couple times just to open that muscle. And then when you go home, do it for 20 times. You could do it throughout the day just to help you get through your day. But at night, do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of you.
So, yeah. So, moving on, can you quickly answer this one?
Sure.
The off the bed stretch from your book, right? You said it's amazing for everyone, no matter age or fitness level. So, why does that one stretch work for literally everyone? And what is the universal pain trigger you discovered?
Um, that stretch works for everyone because most people have neck pain. That's the
Mm-hmm.
universal pain. I mean, most people have neck pain. I mean, think about it. These small muscles hold up this bowling ball. They do a lot in a day, and we look down, and it's used so much. But the off the bed, if you have a footboard, you have to go sideways on your bed. But if you go at the end of your bed and your shoulders are on the bed, I don't want your shoulders off, and just the base of your skull is even with the bottom of your bed, and you
Mm-hmm.
put your head there and take a breath, that's the best traction that any human can do because we're
Right.
supposed to have a backward C curve in our neck. But
Mm-hmm.
if with life, I mean, they get crooked, they get straight, and that causes problems. And that also causes people to come forward. It makes their neck muscles type platysma into their pec muscles, and it pulls you forward. It gives you that hump. So this reverses that damage, and it gets rid of all the stress from the day. And then when you put your arms up, oh, you just feel that. You'll get an adjustment in your thoracic. I get an adjustment every time I do that in my thoracic spine. And then you make a snow angel, and it opens up all your rotator cuff muscles, your biceps, your triceps, your little bit of your abs. And then if you bend your knees and do a windshield wiper, and then bring a leg up and over, that opens your lower back. It opens your whole body. It just
Right.
when I do this to my clients, they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that 3 minutes just felt so good." And that reminds you when you get in bed, because after you're done with that, you come back up on the bed, you take that breath in, you let it out nice and slow, drop your head, your neck. Don't tell
Mm-hmm.
yourself to relax because I found out that humans don't know how to relax. I'm
Mm-hmm.
relaxed, I swear, they have their hand up. And then you drop everything into your bed. And then you get into your bed in your comfortable position. Hopefully, it's not on your belly. Hopefully, it's not on your side because you're impinging so many muscles, but on your back with your head at the top of the pillow and your neck on your shoulders on your pillow and your feet up on pillows. I'm a pillow person, can you tell? And then you just drop your whole body and go on vacation. Don't
Mm-hmm.
think about what you have to do tomorrow. I absolve everybody. You have thinking about what you have to do tomorrow, what you didn't do today. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Enjoy your rest. Just breathe and drop and go into a nice slumber and vacation. Think of the clouds
Right.
and all that.
Yeah. So, Dan, this has been an amazing conversation, and it's time for us to add some more spice. So, I want you to quickly respond to the second rapid fire round questions. Okay. So, here comes my first bullet. If you
Got
could
it.
have one, if you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
There's a real solution for your pain that's all natural.
And can you describe yourself in just one word?
Describe myself in one word.
Yes.
Empathetic.
Okay. And your book title is Stretch Your Pain Away in 10 minutes a day. Is that realistic or marketing?
Absolutely realistic, but only for those who really do it.
Okay,
If you do it, it works.
got it. And have you ever stretched someone who felt nothing, say it didn't work? And what did you tell them?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Everybody I stretch says, "Oh my God, that's amazing."
superb,
Everyone.
superb. Sciatica, migraines, lower back. Do these need different stretches or is there a universal fix?
Well, lower back and sciatic are the same one, but migraines are your neck. It's different
Okay,
muscles.
okay. And you do this as massage therapy. Can someone self teach from a book or do they need you?
They can definitely learn from the book. I describe everything to the T. Um, when you come for a massage, it's like the cherry on top of the, like it's like the cherry because I get really in there and it feels good. But no, you don't need to do that. You can definitely self teach from the book.
Okay. And what is the worst injury you have seen people recover from using AIS?
Well, there's several. I had one lady who totally broke her wrist and was able to, she has full range of motion now. But the worst, I
Mhm.
think, was I had a man who had shoulder surgery, and he was sleeping in a recliner for 9 months. He was doing physical therapy, and within 3 months, I had him back in bed, and within 6 months, he had full range of motion of his shoulder. The physical
Wow.
therapist was amazed. They were like, "I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up." So he was amazed himself.
Superb, superb. And here comes the last one for the second rapid fire round. What is one electronic gadget that you like to see or invent yourself?
Well, I don't know about a gadget, but I would love to invent a stretching chair that would
Mhm.
vibrate and would have heat and that I could do my off the bed on and my psoas, my groin area, and my QL, which is the side. So I would love to be able to stretch in one chair.
Amazing. So after that second rapid fire round, let's flip back to the mainstream. So
Okay.
then if a business leader has 6 months to choose between a $50,000 executive coach and learning AIS from you, what does stretching give them that therapy doesn't?
Um, I would give them a tool. For one, it wouldn't cost
Mhm.
that much. The number one. And for two, it's a tool that they themselves could use for the rest of their lives that would help their body and their families and their employees. So it would just it's just a tool that my clients are so blessed. They feel so blessed to be able to have this tool to help themselves and others. So yeah, it would definitely be a better choice, I believe.
Superb. So, Diane, I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you and a lot of insights to learn from. And how is your experience being hosted on the Guiding Voice podcast?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell everybody about you. You're amazing. You have such great energy. I could just feel your energy even from here. So even when I met you. So you're an amazing person and God bless you for what you're doing to help people's lives. Really. Thank you so much.
Most welcome and looking forward to hosting you again in future. And thank you and all
I
the best in
appreciate it.
everything that you do. Yeah.
Oh,
All
God
right.
bless.
So,
Thank you so much and happy
thank you.
stretching.
Absolutely. I'll do that. So, friends, that
Thank
was our episode with Diane Cherico. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. If you haven't already subscribed to our podcast, please subscribe from wherever you're tuned in. Also, if you have enjoyed the conversation and found it useful, request you to share with at least three of your friends or colleagues, whoever you think would also get benefit from TGV. So spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now it's time for us to cruise into the trivia segment. And today's trivia is about less known facts about pain and stress. The first fact is that our brain uses up to 20 to 30% more glucose when experiencing chronic pain and leading to mental fatigue, decision fog, and also reduced focus. Second fact is that sitting for more than 30 minutes continuously reduces blood flow to muscles by 50 to 70%, triggering the muscle shortening cascade, which is why sitting is the new smoking phenomena is real.
Mhm.
And next fact is that the average office worker develops forward head posture of 1 to 3 inches forward by age 40 due to desk or phone usage, adding 10 to 30 pounds of stress on the neck or spine. Next fact is about cortisol, which is a stress hormone. It increases muscle tension by approximately 15 to 25%, explaining the stress pain stress cycle. Chronic stress literally contracts your muscles, which then causes more pain. And last fact is that stretching for just 10 minutes daily has been shown to reduce cortisol levels by 15 to 30%, improving sleep, mood, and cognitive function. So this is all I wanted to share from trivia perspective. Likewise, if you have already got benefit out of stretching, do let me know. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, you can comment there. Or if you found it on Spotify, you can comment there as well, or on any other social media platform. So folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TV family. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.